So we started this chapter number 11, Sunita in Space, and now we were talking about Earth and how it must have looked in space. So where are the lines really? Sunita describes her view of the Earth from the spaceship. The Earth looks so beautiful and amazing. We could watch it for hours from the window of the spaceship. We could clearly see the curved shape of the Earth. So, as you can see, this is a model of the Earth, which we also call the globe, and it looks like Earth. So, look at this photograph of the Earth taken from a spaceship. So, this is how Earth looks from a spaceship from the space. From such photographs, today we know that the Earth looks like. So because of these spaceships, because of the astronauts who go in these spaceships, we got to know how our Earth looks like in the space. But thousands of years ago, people could only imagine what the Earth looked like. Scientists tried hard to find out how big is the Earth, how does it go round. So they had lots of questions. They thought about those questions, how it looked like, how did it, orbit around in the space, how did the things happen. So from this picture, can you see where is India? So if you look closely, you can see, yes, we can see that this part is India. So this center thing, yes, we can see it from this photograph. But since it's a photograph and it's so zoomed, we can see it. But from the space with all the, celestial bodies, with all the planets or, stars or satellites around, they won't be able to see these countries from a spaceship. So can you recognize any other place? So by looking at this picture, can you recognize any other place? So yes, because we know it, we can recognize that this small part, this is Sri Lanka, and then this over here we find that this is Australia, this is South Africa. So we can say that some of the things we can see. So now third question says, where is the sea? So all the blue part, all the blue thing which we can see on this picture, it's the sea or the oceans. So the blue part is the sea and the oceans, lakes and ponds, all the water bodies. Do you find anything similar between the globe and this picture of the earth? In what ways are they different? So yes, we can find the similarities, we can find what things are same. It looks like the earth, this photograph and the globe, they look alike. So globe is like a model of the earth. It's round and it has, it's a small representation of how our earth looks like. It has all the, you know, it is round, it orbits, मतलब वो round घूमती है, and through that we can see that, that how our earth revolves, how our earth rotates. And then we can see how is it different. It's different that on this globe we can see the boundaries of the countries, we can see their names, but in actual in real life earth doesn't have these lines. अर्थ में ऐसे लाइंस नहीं बनी हुई कंट्रीज के बीच में, स्टेट्स के बीच में. देयर आर नो लाइंस. These are only created by humans. Also, we can see these countries on a globe. We can rotate them and look. But when you are looking at this picture, you can't really make out which country is where, and it's a big thing. So in that way, globe and the this photograph of the earth, they are different. Also, earth is a big planet, and globe is just a model of it, so it's smaller in size. It's very, very small in size. So next it says, look at a globe in your school and tell, can you find India? So if you have a globe, or if you if you have seen it somewhere, so were you able to find India, or were you able to find the country you wish to go uh, sometime in future? So do you find that country, or do you find India on that globe? Or if you have it at home, you can try it now also. Where do you find the sea? So where all do you, again the blue part, all the blue parts on the globe will be the sea and the oceans. These are all the water bodies, and you will see the names also. Here you can see the Indian Ocean, and here this will be somewhere here it will be Arabian Sea. So we can see the sea in the blue parts. Can you see some of the countries with which India plays cricket matches? For example, England, Australia. This is Australia, and somewhere here is England on the other side of the globe. Here we can see the Pakistan, and Bangladesh is somewhere here, and then we can see South Africa. Yes. So what else can you see on the globe? So we can see all the lines and the scale. We talked about that it's necessary to have a scale when we, when we have this globe, or when we have a map or something. We have these lines, we have, names written on it, which is not on our earth. हमारी earth में नाम नहीं लिखा हुआ that this country is from this place to this place. No, it's these boundaries or these things are created by us, by humans. So we have names listed so that we are able to find that which country is, which country is where. So now we are coming back to Uzaira and Shahmir. They are looking at different countries on the globe. Uzaira says, see, there are lines between different countries on this globe. Are such lines also there on Earth? So we know from the photograph also, no, there are no lines on the Earth. Shamir says there must be, there are there on the map of India in this book. See, there are lines between different states too. So that these lines, these borders, these boundaries, they are created by humans because yes. And then you can see that, so maps and globes, what are the difference? When you see globe looks like Earth in its shape and how it rotates, but it's difficult for us to find all the countries, difficult to locate all the countries on a globe because we'll have to turn it over again and again. हम उसको बार बार move करना पड़ेगा, बार बार rotate करना पड़ेगा so that we can see all the countries together. But on a map we can, what we do, this is a globe, and when we flat it out, जब हम उसको एक पेज पे बना के रखते हैं and it's all in front, then it's a map. तो जब हम एक फ्लैट सरफेस पे जो भी प्लेसेस होती हैं वो हम लोकेट करके भी प्लेस देम विद अ स्केल, और हम की बनाते हैं दैट दिस, the blue thing is for ocean, and when we make a key, for example, a house means places where people live, then bridge, and we make all these things, then it's a map. So globe, it looks like, it looks like Earth, and it has all the countries and continents just like the Earth. But a map, when we have to see all these places together, then we make it on a map, on a plain piece of paper, flat surface. It's not round, it's flat, so that we can see all the things at one time only. Next, Zaira says, if we go from Delhi to Rajasthan, would we find such lines made on the ground? So you must have visited, you must have gone to places. So have you seen any lines on the road that, so for example, if you are moving from, say, Delhi is here and then you're moving to Rajasthan, so when you are going by road, or when you are, going by train, so have you, seen some things like on the ground that this is the portion, this till here it is Delhi, and here from here it's Rajasthan that's starting. So we don't see these lines on the ground. They are just on the maps and the globes. So these lines are not on grounds. So we don't see these lines in the real life. Look at the map of your country and tell, can you find the state in which you live? We live in Odisha. So you have to find where it is the place. Which are the states next to the state you live in? Again, you have to find it. You have to circle or you have to write all the places that surround Odisha from each side. We know the directions north, east, south, and west. From all the directions, what states are next to our state, which is Odisha. Shahamir thinks that there are lines drawn on the ground between the states. So what do you think? So yes, we think that these lines, they are on the maps and the globes. They are made so that we can easily find the places, but these lines are not in real life. We don't see these lines on the ground that marks the area that this portion is Bhubaneswar and from here starts Cuttack or Puri. No, it doesn't happen. When Sunita saw the earth from space, she found the earth very beautiful. Many thoughts came to her mind as she describes it. From so far away, one can only make out the land and the sea. So you could only see the green part and the blue part. So itni dur se, when you are, so away from earth, so you could only see you could only make out, yeah, you could make out means you could only differentiate. सिर्फ इतना ही डिफरेंस पता लग पाता है what is which part is land and which part is sea because of the green and the blue color. One cannot see the different countries and you are not able to see these countries. Division into countries has been done by us, means humans. All the lines on the maps are made by us. जो maps में lines है या minds में भी है that this is your and this is different country. We shouldn't, uh, uh, we shouldn't care about them or something like this. Let's have a war or something like that. But these lines, they are created in our mind. So this is a message also that we shouldn't, fight over such things. We should be loving and caring. We all are humans. We just have this one earth and we have to take care of it ourselves. So instead of dividing, let's just unite and save our earth. So I wish we all think about this. Where are the lines really? So she's asking, where are the lines? Have you ever seen these lines in the real life? Have you ever seen any lines in between two cities or in between two states, two countries? No, there are no lines in the real life. We humans have made these lines. Now look at the sky. From looking at the ground and searching for these lines, now we are looking at the sky. Shahmir. He closes one eye and moves the coin back and forth while looking at the moon. Look, I can hide the moon behind this coin. Same thing you can do with the sun also. So if you move something, in front of your eye and then try to see those things, you can easily hide because they are, very far from us, and so very they seem very small to us. तो वो बहुत छोटे दिखते हैं हमें. So we can easily put anything in front of our eyes to obstruct it. तो हम अपनी आंखों के सामने कुछ रखेंगे तो हमें वो छोटी चीज दिखेगी ही नहीं. Though it's very large, but because it's very away from us, very far from us, we can easily obstruct और उसको हम छुपा सकते हैं. We can easily hide them. So Uzaira says, wow, imagine hiding such a big moon behind such a small coin. So you have to imagine that a big moon, uh, you know, uh, not exactly the size of Earth, it's smaller, but still moon is big. At least it's bigger than us. So we are able to hide that big moon, the view of that big moon with a small coin. So that's because it's very far from us, and because it's very far from us, it seems very small. तो वो बहुत छोटा दिखता है, and that's why we are able to hide it. Think, do you think the moon is flat like the coin or round like a ball? So again, is it circular or is it spherical? Again, the question that we discussed when we started this chapter. So we know that just like the earth, the moon is also round like a ball. So moon is not flat like a coin, it's not circular, it's spherical. Have you ever looked carefully at the sky at night? Don't the twinkling stars look magical? And sometimes the moon is silvery and bright, while sometimes it's nowhere to be seen in the black sky. So now three questions raised. So have you seen, this the sky at night? Have you seen the stars? They are twinkling. And have you seen the moon is full and bright? It's a full circle. It's silvery, it's silver and it's bright. And sometimes we are not able to find the moon at all. So why does these all things happen? Yes, here comes another thing that we have to fill up in this table. It says look at the moon tonight and draw what it looks like. Since it's a rainy weather, but let's try to do it. Look at the moon tonight and draw what it looks like. Look and draw again after 1 week and then after 15 days. So we were talking about moon. So we know moon. We have seen moon. Moon is spherical like a ball. So it's sphere like a ball and it orbits around Earth. Orbit means it goes around and around Earth. Yes, we know that moon it revolves around the Earth and anything, and this means anything that revolves around any planet, that is called satellite. हमें पता है जैसे जो भी नासा है या इसरो and all the space organizations of different countries, they send satellites in the space, and what these satellites do, they create, they capture videos and images of different parts of the earth या फिर वो signal send करते हैं. So that is satellite. और satellite का काम क्या होता है? It usually sends videos and photos of whatever it is made for, जिसके लिए बनाई जाती है उसकी photos click करते हैं. And how does it do that? It revolves around the planet. वो planet, अब planet की, because we are living on earth, we are talking about earth only. So these satellites, they revolve around earth और वो different images or videos capture करके, and then we are able to see it. So satellite is any object that orbits a planet. जो एक planet के it revolves around, it goes around and around a planet. That is a satellite. तो ये satellites हमने pictures, we have seen these type of satellites in movies. We have seen these, if you have seen a movie called Mission Mangal, it was on the, you know, it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you can also see it. If you have, then you will know about the satellite and all these things. So Mission Mangal was also a movie, and you'll see uh, some of the things that we are discussing right now. You can see all those things in the movie also. So any object that orbits, that goes around a planet, that is called satellite. And we know moon, it goes around earth, which is our planet, so it is also a satellite. But what's the difference? Satellites में भी difference होता है. Satellite जो moon है वो natural satellite है, मतलब moon को हमने नहीं बनाया, it's not man made. There are two things, natural and man made. Natural, which is made by nature, which is made by God, and the second is man made, which is made by man, which is made by humans. So moon, it is a natural satellite. It's not made by us. It's made by nature. And these satellites that we send, that we have made, these are these also orbit our planet. Orbit means goes around or revolves around a planet. So orbit. So moon is also a satellite, but it's only natural satellite. मतलब अर्थ की बहुत सारी सैटेलाइट्स हैं. दे आर, अगर हम बात करें हाउ मेनी सैटेलाइट्स, दे आर मेनी सैटेलाइट्स अर्थ, दैट इज, दैट अर्थ हैज. अब उसमें अगर हम बात करें कि what are natural satellite or what are man-made satellites. Natural, which is made by nature, which is given to us by nature, that is moon. And the man-made satellites that different countries, different space organizations उन्होंने बना के they have sent it to space. So these are the man-made satellites. How many natural satellites are there? Only one natural satellite in the earth has. Earth has only one natural satellite, which is called the moon. And for man-made satellites, they have numerous, several, बहुत सारी है. Different space organizations have sent them, and there are so many of them. बहुत सारी man-made है, natural से fake है, which is moon. So now we are talking about the moons and the stars. So this is again to fill all these things. When is the next full moon? When you see the full round circle. In the next slide, we'll discuss about the phases of the moon. At what time will the moon rise on the day? What does the moon look like on this day? What are the festivals related to the moon? So there are some festivals that we celebrate which are related to the moon. For example, Eid and Holi, and if we even talk about Durga Puja, it has days like Ashtami and Navami, which are also, according to the phases of the moon. Phases means how it looks like. So these days depend on how moon looks like. So at night, look at the sky carefully for 5 minutes. What could you see? So you have to write all the things that you could see in the sky by looking at it for 5 minutes. Do you see anything moving in the sky? What do you think it could be? A star or a shooting star or a satellite? Satellites are used for TV, telephones and for weather reports. Find out more about it. So हम ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि सिग्नल नहीं आ रहा, सिग्नल नहीं आ रहा. So those signals, they are sent by satellites. हम ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि यार नेटवर्क नहीं आ रहा, there is no signal in this area. Those signals, they are sent, they are connected to the satellites in the space. From there we get our signals for the TV or the telephones or even the weather reports. So all these are done by satellites in the space, the man-made satellites. Again, you could see meteor shower or something like this कि बहुत सारे stars, shooting stars होते हैं. You could have seen this phenomenon in the movies, that meteor shower होता है या shooting shower होता है and everybody wishes on it that our wish will come true. So you must have seen this thing. तो स्पेस में जितनी भी चीजें हैं, they are made of big rocks and something like that. Similarly, जो shooting stars, जो stars होते हैं, that are also rocks, but they have their light or they don't have their light. Stars have their own light. Satellites don't have their own light. So stars. So what is a shooting star? Stars, we know they twinkle, but they don't actually twinkle. वो हमें दिखते हैं कि वो twinkle कर रहे हैं, but they're not twinkling. What is happening कि जो उनकी लाइट होती है वो परमानेंट रहती है. दे आर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम किसी लाइट को स्विच ऑन करते हैं वो स्विच ऑन ही रहती है, बट हम उसके आगे इफ वी मूव समथिंग इट विल अपीयर टू अस दैट इट इज ट्विंकलिंग, या फिर वो on हो रही, off हो रही, on and off, on and off. That's how we see it twinkling, which is on and off of the light. So that is the twinkling. तो हमें वो दिखती ऐसे क्यों है? बिकॉज अर्थ इट्स रिवॉल्विंग, वो पूरा टाइम मूव कर रही है, बट उस जो द स्टार्स है उनकी लाइट वहीं पे है. सो व्हेन यू मूव, और आप कोई मूविंग ऑब्जेक्ट किसी लाइट के सामने रखते हो, सो इट अपीयर्स कि वो चीज ऑन या ऑफ हो रही है. अगर आप टॉर्च के साथ या फ्लैश लाइट के साथ भी ऐसा करोगे, आपने फ्लैश लाइट ऑन की है, टॉर्च ऑन की है, और आप उसके सामने अपना हैंड रखोगे और फिर हटाओगे, हैंड रखोगे और फिर हटाओगे, यू इट विल सीम दैट लाइट इज गोइंग ऑन एंड ऑफ. मतलब वो अपने आप बंद हो रही है, अपने आप ऑन हो रही है. दैट इज द सेम थिंग विद स्टार्स. स्टार्स की लाइट ऑन ही रहती है पूरा टाइम, बट क्योंकि अर्थ घूम रही है इसीलिए वो ऐसा लगता है कि जो स्टार्स है उनकी लाइट बंद हो रही है, फिर वापस ऑन हो रही है, फिर वापस बंद हो रही है, फिर वापस ऑन हो रही है, एंड दैट्स हाउ वी सी देम ट्विंकलिंग। तो इसीलिए हमें लगता है कि वो ट्विंकल कर रहे हैं, पर उनकी लाइट हमेशा ऑन रहती है। सो जो शूटिंग स्टार्स होते हैं, अब इतनी सारी बॉडीज हैं तो ऐसा होता है कि कई बार दे गो अवे फ्रॉम देयर पाथ और वो एक दूसरे से टकरा जाते हैं। तो जब वो टकरा जाते हैं दे फॉल फ्रॉम द स्पेस टू एनी एनी प्लैनेट। तो जब वो अर्थ में एंटर करते हैं तो वो लाइट ऐसा लगता है कि अरे इतनी सारी लाइट एक साथ आ रही है, दे आर फॉलिंग लाइक लाइट्स। अ स्मॉल पीस ऑफ रॉक इन स्पेस that travels very fast and burns with a bright light. So it comes जब वो अर्थ में आती है, जब वो ग्राउंड में टच हो रही होती है, it seems like अरे ये तो कोई लाइट आ रही है, something is the stars are falling from the sky. So that's how it looks like, and that's why it's called shooting star, and people like to wish on it. Yes, now look at the table and tell. Given below are the times at which moon rises and sets in Delhi on the given days. So it was back in 2007. This data you can write it for now also. You can write the dates. Today is 4th December. You can write from now on for the next 4 days. Time of moonrise. You can see this in the newspaper also. It comes in the newspaper at what time does the moon rise and what time it would set. You can see it in the in your phones also. In the weather application, it has all those things. When is the time of the sunrise or the sunset, and the same goes for moonrise and the moonset. So on 28th October the moon came out, so you can write, because instead of October we can say it for November also. October is way past, so we can write it over here.